everyone! Today we will talk about an interactive project.
The enemy.
First, let Kevin introduce this project to us.
Okay, now I'm about to talk about the director and this project. First, we can see the perception of the director is we make sense of the world through stories and we remember it through experiences. So the enemy is a project that breaks away from the kinds of images of the world the media typically shows us. It brings us face to face with some combatants from different conflict zones and tell them some questions and ask ourselves also. So let's see more about the director and what the project has awards. First, we can see there are 6 awards the enemy has owned, and the author Karim Ben Khalifa has worked with many magazines and medias as a war reporter, and he now lives in Berlin and Boston. So first, let's see a video trailer about this project.
You're too close to really belonging. The enemy was born out of my frustration as a photojournalist and war correspondent. For almost 20 years, I have photographed conflicts and witnessed the consequences of huge geopolitical shifts. When I became a father, I simply knew I could not keep working on the front lines. Yet, I was not done trying to understand wars. My friends in Israel, when they know I'm heading for Gaza, can't help themselves but to wish me luck and to stay safe. They believe a lot of people in Gaza are irrational. Also, when I spend weeks working in Gaza and I'm about to return to Israel, my Palestinian friends are telling me the exact same thing. Be careful there. The project is rooted in my experience as a war photographer, going from one side of the front line to the other, and finding that the fighters' dreams, hopes, and nightmares are often more similar than they are different. So there is a bigger story than the war itself, and this is the one I want to explore and share. For the enemy, I am using the latest technologies in virtual and augmented realities, so you can engage directly with the combatants and meet them, hear them, and feel them the way I did. In many parts of our world, you create an enemy as a kid without having met your enemy, because the society around you has created an enemy in the other.
Sorry, I need to add something that I call the confront 3 conflict zones, and there are first the Salvador and then the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and then is Palestine and Israel.
So the question is, could I be you if I was on the other side?
So Except for the last question on the video, there are also two concept questions from the author. What is the use of war images if they fail to change people's attitudes toward war and the suffering and violence it causes? And what is the use of these images if they fail to change our minds, if they don't bring peace? So now back to Peggy. He will tell us more about the question, answers, and the contents.
Okay, in the project, every soldier is asked about several questions. These questions are about yourself, your enemy, and about the violence, the combat, and their definition about peace and their happy moments. And each of them reviews their reasons behind their decision to go to war, how they came to take up arms to defend their values, their family, their tribe, or their faith, following in the footsteps of their parents and forebears, who did the same.
So I see this project has different forms to perform, maybe AR or VR. Do you know about it, Peggy?
Yeah, the enemy includes two interactive experiences. The first is a face-to-face museum exhibit that makes use of virtual reality headsets to place participants between these enemies at the point where their gazes intersect. This cutting-edge installation brings together, for the first time, virtual reality and 3D reconstructions based on documentary material gathered in the field. The result is a unique and immersive experience. In addition, an application using augmented and mixed reality for smartphones will allow users to recreate the face-to-face experience in their own environments.
Wow, sounds interesting. And we also download this AR application on our phone, and we have also experienced it. So, do you have some ideas about it? I mean, maybe the impact of this project, or maybe only your own thoughts of this project?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you all notice that there's a slogan on the poster. They are face to face. You're in the middle. Your presence changes everything. What I'm thinking about is the enemy provides other people on the world with a chance to get closer to the people in the third world. As for what is changed with audiences' presence, I think this is a question that needs to be looked at from a long-term perspective. It is very special for the enemy to use both AR and VR versions. This certainly broadens its audience to a great extent, offering people more possibilities of presentation means that it can be disseminated faster and more widely. Then gradually, more people will get to know more about the people on the other side of the world. Their people, their experience, their minds, extra, through this work. When it gets enough attention, maybe change can happen. And how about you, Kevin? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, to be honest, at first I confused with this projection because I didn't live in war zones ever, and I'm also live in peace areas, so maybe it's hard to sense their sense. And but after experience this project at many times and read some reviews and check some resources, I find it is meaningful and a useful, maybe useful project to help people to decrease the hate and decrease the war, because one visitor wrote in the guestbook, it says, forgiveness is gonna be always the hardest part. For forgiveness to appear, there's gonna be compassion, and that is the enemy brought to me. Thank you. And I noticed the logo is also two circle balls are divided from a line. One is on the left, one is on the right. And maybe we can see the left one is forgiveness and the right one is the compassion, and the line is the rule, is the word, is the word. Maybe we can break this rule and break this wall and make the world peace. Then we can make the left forgiveness and make the right compassion and put them together to create a more beautiful world, I see. Well, this is our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, maybe you can wait for a second.
Hello. Hello. disLAB's enemy is behind you.
Hey, Peggy. Do you think I'm virtual or real?